Hey guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. We are going to do some analysis on Vechain today to have a look what's going on. I mean, if we just look to the right hand side here, Vechain is down about 3.72% today, but as you can see, Bitcoin is dropping. We had a nice push up to 24,400 this morning, and then we slammed right back down to 23,300 currently. We've got FOMC that's going on. So there's usually a bit of volatility around these days, and that's exactly what's happening. You're talking around about $1,100 candle there just for today, so things are a little bit crazy, but is what it is. We're still riding up here. That is actually a bearish formation. Usually what you're looking for when that rising wedge, usually get a break to the downside, but let's hope that doesn't happen. Looking at Vechain though, this is the asset we're going to take a look at today, and we're currently on a pullback. We've been up to this region here at around 3.3 cent, just a little bit higher than that, and then we have sold. This was my initial entry, so I bought back here. I sold everything I had and I bought back here thinking this was a bottom, and then we did drop, but that was mainly due to Tesla selling 75% of their Bitcoin holdings, and then it pulled us down. So currently we are pulling back a little bit more and slightly under what I'm in buys, but what we can do is have a look at some potential areas to buy. I don't think we're going to go any low on Bitcoin. I mean, it's looking to bounce nicely there, and if you look at this in terms of Fibonacci on Vechain, there's a good chance that we're going to come down and test this 382 level now at 2.88 cents. So if you're looking for some buys on Vechain, use these Fibonacci levels. I mean, this 382 level is usually a level which I tend to tag quite often, but also look at this 618 level here at 2.57 cent. It's the top of that move there, the top of that move there, and we're no closures below that range. So that for me is a solid level where I think we should potentially consider buying. If the price does continue to drop on Bitcoin and we get a little bit of a bearish trend form, then we are going to come down and test those levels. So for me, if you're looking for some buys, I think I would definitely ladder in between 2.8 and 2.5 cent. But don't go all in. Remember, the markets is still very irrational. There's no clear sign which way to go. We are in currently a bear market rather, which is potentially not going to sustain itself for too long. So just be wary of that too. But also be wary that things could also flip to the upside as well. I mean, the UK, for example, inflation is at a 40-year high, around 10.1%. Major countries, major cities around the world are seeing the highest inflation rates yet. Bitcoin, in my opinion, and cryptocurrencies that hedge against the current system. So if Bitcoin does well, ultimately the rest of the altcoins are going to do well, and that's one of the reasons personally I invest in Vechain. It's a decent asset which has some solid fundamentals, trying to tackle real life use cases, and blockchain technology is that option that they're using. And Vechain, in my opinion, is one of the most used, or can be the most used by the industrial style companies. So for me, it's a good buy. I think there's a good chance if we ever came down and tested 2.1 cent, we would drop down to 1.2 cent down here, but I don't see that happening. If it did drop down to those levels, then I'd probably start throwing a kitchen sink at it. But that's your levels to buy. We'll put a nice box on there just to say, look, Andy reckons it's a good time to buy around that region. So probably levels to buy around there. Hopefully we get to this 2 level though and bounce to the upside. If you're looking at profit taking, then there's one major profit region here, and it is this major level of resistance up at 4.4 cent. It's a major area that we've used as support in the past, and that is now flipped to resistance. So that's a big levels for us to target. And then once we get back above there, we've got some more levels at 6.8 and 8.3. But personally, I still think we are quite a significant amount of time away from those levels. I'm talking maybe months before we even see those levels again. This level, I think there's a more likely chance that we see this level, because it is a level that we need to go and retest that liquidity up here. I think it's an area where the price can push. Use these fibs on the way up. I use a -2.7 and -6.18. If you're not sure how to use a Fibonacci, or you want to use them levels, I have done a Fibonacci. If you go to the lesson section playlist on my YouTube, you'll see me how I exactly set up the Fibonacci and how to use it. But if you're looking at all these numbers, you can add a -2.7 and a negative 0.618. I use those levels for profit taking on my way up. So for me, once it breaks out of here, I will be looking to take profit 3.7, 4.1, and then use that resistance level there at 4.4 cent as some take profit zones. The RSI, it was slightly getting towards the overcooked territory, not quite as much as it was here before we dumped, but here you can see we just touched into a grey box, which is usually be the overbought territory, and the price has rejected from there. But I think personally, I would ignore that. We are pretty much following what Bitcoin does, aren't we? I mean, the general market is just waiting for clear direction. For me, the clear direction would be up only, and we can just put aside all the global stress that's going on in economies. I think we've got hyperinflation, we've got war, we've got bloody diseases, COVID, it's bloody stripping the world of everything. We've got so much going on in the world which is negative. For me, the positivity is in crypto, and although it might not seem it because the price is going down only, I think it is that time to look at different assets from the traditional ones, especially stocks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Vechain there. Just a quick video today. What I will do in future, we'll start to go into some more technical analysis, but we're just waiting for that clear direction. Once we get that clear direction, I'll jump into some more videos. So that's going to do it for today. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed, hit that like button, and I'll catch you next time.